Okay, welcome to the Unnamed podcast. This is episode 2 with your hosts, Leafy, Mr. Nochin. Hi guys, how you doing? Tonight we're going to be roasting this random person on YouTube. He looked like he's autistic. That's the best Leafy
That's a pretty good Leafy
impression.
impression. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you're not playing CS:GO in the background. Make sure you put some CS:GO.
Hey,
In the
he's
background.
not always playing CSGO. He's sometimes playing Super Hot.
All right, sure.
See, okay, sorry. So
As-
the
hold
thing
on,
is,
let me do my introduction real quick.
yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Hi. I'm Matt Pat, and welcome to Film Theory. That's the best Matt Pat impression I can do
Yeah,
without just shouting about God knows what.
she be shouting about FNAF, the newest FNAF theory, and what's about and what really happened.
Here comes another video about Five Nights at Freddy's.
You know, now that you mention MatPat, I realize how dumb it is that all the lore and plot of that game has came from YouTubers rather than the guy himself, and he's over here like Scott Cawthon is out somewhere just jacking it off, knowing people are constantly talking about his game beyond the fact that while it's a unique concept, it gets old pretty quickly.
But he doesn't have to do any of the work coming up with the story.
In fact, he did. He hired someone to write it.
Of course.
Right. And I've watched Leafy after his downfall, not when he was on his rise. After
His downfall?
after iDubbbz made his content cop on him.
Oh, I couldn't care less about that. Wow.
Well, usually when a content cop happens, it usually custom by their knees, whatever YouTube channel he's doing, or at least most of the time.
Mm.
Rice Gum being kind of an exception, but primarily it's Levy and Keemstar who got cut down, and then Keemstar recovered, but Levy didn't bounce back.
I'm amazed. This is all stuff I didn't know about.
Yeah.
That's what happens when I only watch, like, Funhouse.
Have you seen a Rice Gum video? Like, it occasionally comes up my feed, and the last time, which was earlier this week, was they're playing. Okay, they're playing Fortnite because that's the hot game right now.
Of
And
course.
so for every kill, they take off an article of clothing. So it's him and usually some at least above average looking lady. And it's like two parts. And one has a weird face while the other's playing. The other one has a weird face while the other's playing. It's so clickbaity.
Yeah, that sounds really clickbaity.
And it's also how you can't get away with that on YouTube. You can't. It goes against the guidelines. There's no way you're actually going to get nude in any of those videos. So
Yeah, no.
why even make something like that?
Because it's titillation.
Yeah. So how was your week?
Well, I'm yawning, so that should show you how my week went. I was extremely busy with just lots of stuff, and so I just realized. Hold on, 1 second. I just realized that I listened back to the last podcast, and I felt like I was just sounding stupid because I stopped a lot in my sentences. And as I'm doing this right now, I'm stopping a lot in my sentences, so I'm starting to feel like I need to learn how to speak. But my week was all right. It was really busy, and I was just constantly doing things. And then finally, like on some of the nights where I normally work late, I didn't have a lot to do at work, and so rather than doing homework, what I did was I played Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I also watched Get Out for the first time.
The keys. Give me the keys.
That movie is so good. My favorite part is that, and this is not super spoilery, but that all of the white people are exactly how I imagine white people are, and how I know white people are when they're around people of other colors. Oh, so yeah, I like golf. Do you like golf?
I would have
Well,
voted
no,
for
I don't
Obama
really.
a third time.
I voted. I would have voted. Yeah, I would have voted for Obama a third time if I could have. Or, I know I love Tiger Woods. He's so great. I love when he came on the scene. It's like, what? Why do you have to do that? Don't go out of your way to make yourself seem better than you think you are.
Well, I always imagine, especially in that movie, most of them are upper class people, so they're not even dealing with any other social class either. So, who, but outside of upper middle class and upwards plays soccer? Not soccer, golf.
Basically, no one.
Exactly. Like
But that's
it.
the humor, I think. That's part of the humor. It's this older, leaning over dude who's like, "Oh yeah, I love golf, and that Tiger Woods, he's black. Yeah,
Let me see your form.
yeah, oh yeah." And I have to say, in regards to that, the foreshadowing in this movie is so good, and I had no idea.
Yes, it's really
In
strong.
retrospect, it was so strong.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
I should do a review on my radio show.
Eveton Backland's review. And where would we be able to hear that?
On Tuesdays from 2:30 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time on freeradioscic.org.
Free Radio SAIC.
My show is Tangential Space. It runs on Tuesdays from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. And it's pretty awesome. You should check it out.
Yeah.
Online radio.
All right. So now to get to the good part. Here's how my week's
Ouch.
been.
How was your week?
To quote Get Out, I was in a sunken place all week. It was just like, okay, Monday, I thought I had a test on Tuesday. It was Thursday instead, so I was up all night worrying about it. And as a result, I couldn't get my homework done for other classes. So that Monday, I came into class, handed the homework assignment in, and I know it's probably bad looking. So once Thursday came around, I said to James, so once this test happens, I'm going to enter the sunken place. Took the test. My mind's been gone the rest of the week. It's just I'm in class, but I'm not in class.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, following Saturday, after playing Overwatch for 7 to 8 hours, I decided I'm just going to buy Divinity Original Sin and start playing it. And you were there in the background when I start making mission accomplished.
The best character of all time.
And I played up until 5 a.m. Each hour.
That was with the time change, though.
Yes, with the time change. So every hour past 2, I was thinking to myself, all right, I need to stop because I need to go to sleep and get ready. All right, I need to stop. It's time to go to sleep. All right, and it just kept going. And then eventually I went, it's 6 o'clock. I need at least 5 hours of sleep. And so, Divinity Original Sin is really good. I've only been in 2 combat scenes, and I've been mostly doing role playing.
Your favorite.
Yeah, which
Jeez.
is not my favorite, but it's interesting, like, because whereas most RPGs will tell you exactly what you need to do. In this game, my voice crack. It'll tell you what happened up until that point in the quest, and then now you have to figure out what I need to do next. So, for example, there's a talking head who is forced to act for this other guy as a performer. And so when you talk to the talking head, he says, hey, I need you to get me out. Get out.
You flash your phone.
At the other... Yeah.
His nose starts bleeding, and he goes, "Get out! Get out!"
No, yeah, that's what he's saying. But this is how actually the quest line works. So you can't just take the head and run away because the guy would get pissed. Which I tried. I didn't. I didn't turn my brain on. But what you actually have to do is go hot. So you need to go perform. You need to perform for yourself. Separate your other character so she can sneak around and take the head and then leave. So to do that, I had to go find out. So I had to go find out where I could perform. Once I did that, they tell me I had to find out what I can perform, and they told me where to go find it. So I had to go to that area, look through all the books. I found a joke book, came back. You had to memorize the jokes because they'll give you multiple voice options, and it's not in the order that you would think it'd be. So if I start with one joke line, I have to look through all of them to find the right one.
Oh.
And then the game, the DM essentially will tell you how the audience is responding to it. And it's kind of funny also because they go, oh, now they're interested. Now they're on the edge of their seats. Now you have them by the hook. Sink it. And then when you hit the punchline, she goes, they love you. They really love you. And then all the audience will stand up and start crowding around you. So my first character, mission accomplished, is telling jokes about 9/11 and such, while the other character is sneaking around and stealing the head.
What's the name of the other character again?
Lady.
Because you're so creative.
I asked you for a name. You didn't give me a name.
I couldn't think of anything. I was too busy, drained. I was so drained after coming up with mission accomplished. I'm so proud of myself.
Oh, by the way, mission for anyone who's not able to see what it's look like, which it'll probably be the game in the background. Mission accomplished is this dark-skinned black dude with a Bob Ross hairstyle, but it's green.
So you're going to call him Bush.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how about George W. Bush? And then I said, how about mission accomplished?
And that became the name. So,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Should we go on to the news of the week?
Yep. Let me pull it up. So, have you looked at anything on the docket?
I looked at a couple of the things I was interested in. I looked at... Well, we can start with... You can go through it.
No,
and
I was going to say, let's start with whatever you're interested in.
Okay. I'm interested in the Far Cry 5 Season Pass trailer.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a game that said, hey, we're going to have a full price game, and then we're going to have a Season Pass, and we're going to tell you right now exactly what you're getting?
Yes.
In that Season Pass.
Yes.
When before have you seen that? Because I haven't.
Borderlands.
You see, I didn't play Borderlands.
Yeah. Yeah, it figures.
It's fascinating, though. So if anyone didn't know, Far Cry 5 released, I don't know if they showed any, they showed some gameplay from the actual game, and the whole thing's been delayed. But to make up for it, they're announcing the Season Pass, and they're showing you what DLCs you can have, or what's going to come out with the Season Pass. And the title of the video of the trailer says Far Cry 5, Vietnam, Mars, and Zombies. So some of the DLC, one of them is going to Vietnam, which I'm not sure I agree with. One of them is going to Mars, which looks pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And one of them is Zombies, which looks pretty basic. That's my main takeaway so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the only one I really go crazy for is probably the Mars one, because it's a lot of aliens and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's up your alley.
Yeah.
Mr. Sci-Fi Guy.
Sci-Fi Guy?
Yeah.
Is that my new name?
Sci-Fi Guy.
Sci-Fi Guy. It's like Sci-Shy Guy.
Sci-Shy Guy? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about the Sci Guy.
Right, but anyway, if you want, do you want to talk about...
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel real neutral about this. I mean...
Really?
What I'm saying is I like it. as in, everything's on there and it looks okay. I'm not that interested in any of the DLC expansions.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not in general excited for Far Cry because I'm not a Far Cry player,
Right.
but I think I don't know. It's interesting that they are at least announcing everything that you're going to be able to do before it even comes out.
Oh,
Though my concern is that they're hyping it up for something that's going to actually be kind of garbage.
well, compared to Blood Dragon, they're splitting it into three. Well, three plus the which you forgot to mention, Far Cry Arcade.
Yes, Far Cry Arcade. Because I didn't think it was that important, honestly.
I actually think
Um,
that's way more important. Any
it's
game mode, I mean, any game with level editor is pretty interesting because then what you're doing is you're leaving it up to the creativity of the audience to,
yeah.
and usually the audience deliver pretty well.
The problem I have with that is that's not new, nor is it unheard of. Like they're making it sound like it's the most amazing thing that no one's ever heard of before, and basically GTA has been doing that for a while.
Yeah, before a
Mm,
Ubisoft game.
I guess when you put it that way, but still, it's like it just feels out of place, out of time, more like.
Out of
Maybe
time.
that's just personal opinion. It just feels like 5 years ago.
Oh yeah, I mean, so if you're thinking on the grand scale, like compared to every other game, sure, yeah, it's not a new concept, and to be frank, it should have came out a while ago. But
Hmm.
in the framework of a Far Cry game, not a Far Cry game,
Far right.
Far Cry in the Far Cry series, no, is a good idea. And to be honest, I'm surprised I didn't think about it earlier.
How long do you think it's going to take before in the Far Cry arcade there's a battle royale mode?
I doubt it would happen, except for PC.
No, it's going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. It happened in Minecraft, for God's sake.
Minecraft was the one who made it. That's
I
the
know.
thing.
But then PUBG made it big, and then Fortnite took over the market.
Yeah.
They're also, yeah, there's going to be a battle royale mode. There's absolutely going to be one.
Well, I mean, so if you can have more than two, so if it's not the story campaign I'm thinking of, and rather the multiplayer features, yeah, it could happen pretty soon.
Yeah, no, not in the campaign.
What I mean is, in campaign mode, it's a 1 to 2 player experience. When I played Far Cry 3 back when COD was still big, it was it didn't have a 2 player experience, but you had your typical COD multiplayer feature. Deathmatch, capture the flag,
Hmm.
loadouts, skills, stuff like that. So I don't know how the multiplayer features are operating on Far Cry 5. If it's more than two, then you're right, Ethan is coming because which that allows me to transition. New Battlefield game coming out
Battlefield V or
for
2
V
or
for Victory.
I think you should just call it Battlefield 5, but Battlefield V. Just fuck it. Yeah. How many battlefields have there been at this point? Like 20?
10 around. It's more around 10.
It's like Battlefield 10,000.
So you have the future one. You have the first World War II game. Two bad companies. Uh, four, one, two, three, four. No. Battlefield 3,
So
4,
many of them. Jeez. Well, okay. Let's look at it this way. Weird,
1,
confusing title. Fine.
7.
Seven. Seven. You want to call it Battlefield 7?
No, I actually like the title Battlefield V.
Yeah, Battlefield V. And it should have a DLC pack where you play as V from V for Vendetta.
Yeah,
Yep.
have everyone the Guy Fawkes mask.
Oh man, Anonymous would hack the shit out of that.
Yeah,
Anyway, are you excited for another Battlefield game? Is the
Yeah.
question of the day.
Yes.
I
Love
am too,
Battlefield.
actually. I have never. So I've played a Battlefield game for probably around 20 minutes when I went to my neighbor's house years ago,
All right.
back when we were on speaking terms. And he invited me over, and he was like, "I have an Xbox One," and I was like, "Oh, cool, an Xbox One! I want one of those." And so he showed me Forza. He showed me Battlefield. I think this was Battlefield 4 at the time. And I just distinctly remember logging in and then getting hit by a missile from a jet fighter.
Yep.
And I said, okay.
Yep. You know that was foreshadowing, right?
Yes. Well, that was before Battlefront. And
Yeah.
then Battlefront came out. And I was like, okay.
Oh, that was foreshadowing for Battlefront.
Yep. Absolutely. I should have seen it coming. It's like the deer being hit by the car.
Yeah.
So it's like, so I'm excited to see a new Battlefield game because I was kind of interested in Battlefield 1. It looks kind of cool. And I saw some gameplay and I was like, this actually looks pretty cool. I like that there's some weird part of my brain that's still really interested in the World War One, World War Two type of era and how warfare worked, despite the fact that all of those are really terrible and millions of people have died. There's still something really fascinating about how war worked during those two wars, and so I've always been kind of fascinated with those two wars. And so seeing a World War One game, which is just like not necessarily unheard of, but it was rare for at least for the time.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see, and so now I'm kind of excited to see what uh, the next Battlefield will do. And I thought about getting Call of Duty World War II as well, but ended up not because I don't want to be too toxic.
I don't know. You should. Well, there's still a single player option in Battlefield 1.
In Battlefield 1, there's a single player?
Yes, there was a story mode. It's about 5 to 6 hours.
Hold
Actually,
on.
it's
We'll pull up Amazon.
it's one of my at least the intro is one of my favorite sequences ever in video games.
Was it
So
better than Titanfall 2?
no, it's up there. It's up there in the. I'm never going to forget this. I know how it made me feel.
I remember hearing that it was very, like, um, very emotionally wrought, and it wasn't just like another shoot 'em up storyline. It was like these are real people who go through real things, and
Yeah,
it sucked.
yeah. No, screw the rest of that. So how the story mode works is you're given a bunch of short stories, and it's usually like
Okay.
3 to 4 levels each for each character.
Yeah.
But when you start the story mode, you go through the intro section, which is supposed to impress upon you how tragic World War I was. And so it starts off with a black screen telling you how many people died. And then the next black screen, next title says, you're playing as this soldier. You are on the front lines of the trenches. And then, like, after a couple seconds to let the suspense build up, it put at the bottom, you are not expected to survive.
Oh wow.
So you spawn its camera out, very far out, zooms in on this black guy, and you play as him. You're on the front lines with a bunch of other soldiers as the enemy are on their advanced phase, so they're trying to rush you down, and you're just
Oh
gunning them
god.
down. Dun 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 dun, ching, dun 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 dun, ching, dun dun. And as time's progressing, if you're still alive, you're seeing your teammates left and right of you getting gunned down, blown up, stabbed, set on fire. And as
Oh
waves and waves
god.
come in, tougher, like more people come in, and flamethrower units are coming in, but you're not getting any ammo. You're not
Ugh.
getting any ammo. Your health is staying the same. No reinforcements are coming for you. And as the time's progressing, which I remember, I was thinking to myself as I'm gunning them down, where are my teammates? Why is no one coming to help me? And I felt extremely helpless and isolated for the first time ever. And I
In a
went,
video game.
yeah. And then they started converging on me, and I died. And
Wow.
then the second part, you move to a different character who's on a turret, and it's still trying to hold the trenches, and the same thing is happening. And he plays another person who's trying to do that too, and another thing, and the same thing's happening. It's just repeating it over and over again. It's really,
wow.
yeah. Until eventually, they start introducing the other units, like the tank unit and the airplane unit, and then it stops. And then you get to choose which character story you want to play as.
Sounds like it's worth $25 and free 1-day shipping.
Yeah. Also, I like the multiplayer. It's a lot. It's like
it.
playing Battlefront.
I bought so many games. Don't say Battlefront. Don't say Battlefront. I don't want to remember. I had a thing pop up. So on Xbox, when you go idle with the newest operating system, there's like a little pop up that shows like achievements you are close to getting and achievements you've gotten recently.
Right.
And it popped up with Battlefront 2. It's like get to level 25. And it's like you're 45% of the way there. I'm like, and I'm never gonna get there.
It's no point, man.
I want to go back, but I don't.
Don't.
Instead, I'd rather get the new Battlefield game when it comes out.
Yeah. Or Battlefield 1.
Or Battlefield 1. We talked a little bit about Brigitte already, which was one of the things that they were talking about briefly.
Brigitte.
Do we know when she's coming? Have they said that she's dropping yet?
No. Not yet.
Well, there you go.
I haven't checked recently.
They showed a bunch of her new skins, too, because all the skins are now on PTR.
Probably by the end of this week, since they already nerfed her, and she's already a niche pick.
So why did they nerf her? How did they nerf her, and why is she now a niche pick?
Well, we already talked about why she's a niche pick. It was the animations. Like, she could cancel certain animations a lot easier, and they just kind of took it out. That's it.
I was in a match yesterday, and I was thinking this would be a good time for Brigitte because I was in competitive, and there were 5 DPS heroes already picked.
Right.
And I was like, we have no healers and no tanks. This would be a good time for Brigitte. Instead, I played Roadhog. So yeah.
Yeah, there's no date currently when she's being released. And
okay.
Yeah, I feel that, Ethan. I feel that so much right now.
I haven't watched... So, another thing you have on the docket here is something I could literally give a quarter of a shit about.
A quarter? I'm not...
Roseanne.
No, I'm not even giving a quarter of a shit. It's just
I really
nothing.
don't care.
I don't care, and I don't know why.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, Roseanne is getting a new season. The ABC television show Roseanne from like the 90s is getting a revival. And I'm trying to think of who exactly asked for this.
Better question. Did anyone ask for this? Because to my knowledge, Roseanne is just something that's been swept away by the sands of time. Just in the back.
As it should. It was not good.
It was alright.
I never thought it was funny. I honestly never thought it was funny. I thought there were better TV shows on at the time. And definitely better TV shows that followed it. Like, okay, let me do a quick Google search here. Let's just look this up. All right, Roseanne. Because I want to know, when did it originally come out?
Pretty sure it was the 90s.
And then I want to compare it to shows of a similar time and show you how wrong people are in thinking that this is a good show. Okay. 1988 to 1997. So the show ended the year I was born. Just so everyone knows. We're going to look up Frasier. 1993 to tail end of Roseanne, a better show came along.
To be fair, is for a different audience.
It is, but it was a sitcom.
It's a highbrow audience that watches Frasier. Roseanne is a lowbrow audience.
Full House.
I don't even care. I care less about Full House than I care about Roseanne.
Well, I know. I also care. It ran for the same time. Home Improvement. Oh.
Yeah?
91 to 99. The Cosby Show.
Thought it came out before.
84 to 92.
Okay, that's for black people.
Family Matters.
Black
89 to 97. Saved by the Bell. 89 to 93. You see what I mean? There's no shortage of sitcoms from that era. And I'd say about 90% of those other ones were better than Roseanne.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a detriment to Roseanne. That it just happened to be around the same, coming out at the same time as other good shows. I think you just have a bone to pick with Roseanne.
Yeah.
Did Rosie O'Donnell do something to you? Did she?
Rosie O'Donnell is not on the show.
The original show.
Yeah, that's Roseanne Barr. Nice try.
Really?
Yes, it's not Rosie O'Donnell. How did you think it was Rosie O'Donnell?
Sorry, I thought I saw a news clip saying it was Rosie O'Donnell.
That'd be Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr.
Okay, then yeah, I don't see where your grief, what grief you have against Roseanne.
I just didn't like the show.
And one of the daughters, A1 waifu material.
Okay, you're not wrong, but still.
Oh, Home Improvement. When did Home Improvement come out?
I already said it was like.
Not Home Improvement. Married with Children.
Married with Children?
Yes.
I think it was earlier. Nope, same time for 97.
All right. I feel like Married with Children is probably the biggest contender with Roseanne.
Yeah, it's a similar sense of humor, similar type of family resolvement. It's just instead of everyone being relatively average weight, Roseanne took things a little bit bigger.
Yeah, as far as big people, all the BBWs.
I wouldn't say that. It was all for the same audience, but like it's just the choice of actors. That's all.
All right, let's just.
I also did not like Married with Children.
I love Married with Children. I grew up on that. Love and marriage, love and marriage.
I
goes
preferred
together like a horse and a carriage. This I tell your mother. Oh, mix up lyrics.
I prefer the show that came on half hour after that on the WCIU, the U, which was The King of Queens.
Eyes are getting heavy. My back is getting tight. Sitting here in traffic at Queensville.
Bridge tonight.
Yeah. I don't care. It's all I want to do. Is cash my check and drive right home to you. Because maybe all my life I will be driving home to you. There. I hate a King of Queens.
I liked the King of Queens.
Hey, do you remember My Wife and Kids?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure.
Yeah, I do. I remember a lot of those shows. Come on.
Yeah, but I bet you never watched the Jamie Foxx show.
No way.
Or Martin, the Martin Lawrence show.
I wanted to, actually, but I never did.
Ooh.
I just instead watched all the white shows, like Friends.
To be fair.
Seinfeld.
Oh, I hate Friends. See, Friends is my triggered show. Like, when I think of Friends, I just go, no, this show is stupid.
I'm not going to say it's not stupid. I'm just going to say it being stupid is what made it funny.
Oh yeah.
Same with Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. No, I
Yeah.
just realized it's not for me. That's it.
That's fine.
Fresh.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
let's get off.
Let's stop complaining about 90s television.
So I think if you be, is there anything else you're excited for or interested in talking about?
The god Gaben has brought to us a statement from the heavens. Valve is going to make gaming great again.
Yeah, I think that was their exact quote.
I think that he said was, what is it he said?
Valve is making games again, which is very close to
basically what he
make
said.
games great again.
Basically.
I read that statement. I thought, did he just make a MAGA reference? And I reread it and I realized, oh no, that was me inserting something into it.
Technically, it still is MAGA because it's making games. No, it's not.
No.
It's close. It's MAGA.
Mm.
It's MAGA.
Yeah.
Making games great again.
So if you've seen, I'm pretty sure you've seen the video. It's I don't know how to feel about it.
Well, for me, as a former Valve game lover, it's been a while since there's been any good games on Steam. Blanket statement.
Yeah.
A lot of games on Steam are trash.
Facts.
And so, God Gaben has decided that they should make one more good game at least, so that Steam is not all hot garbage.
For you.
Which, I mean, I think there's actually a lot of good games I like on Steam, but like, there's a lot more bad games than there are good games.
Yeah, they really need to curate their marketplace.
Like, why in the hell are they making a Dota card game?
In the
No one
history
cares!
of Dota. Yeah. Because card games are also in. Well, I mean, they're technically
No, they're
they've
not.
always been in, but you have Hearthstone that's making a hell of a lot of money. You have Gwent, which is making a hell of a lot of money.
People
Yu-Gi-Oh!
play Gwent? People actually play Gwent?
Yeah, people play Gwent. A lot of people they wouldn't make Gwent a game if people didn't love it in Witcher.
I haven't seen any streamer playing Gwent.
Yeah,
And that's saying something because I've seen people play the RuneScape card game.
it's a grassroots movement. It's not for the stars to make money off of.
I will say this though. If Valve makes a card game, this will give a lot of steam to the more indie card games that are actually alright. Like Slaying the Spire. Have you seen any of Slaying the Spire?
No.
It's a procedural, dungeon crawling based deck building card game.
All right.
So every time you fight, you use your cards to fight opponents.
Yeah.
Kind of like what's that game? You played it a lot. It's like a dungeon crawler, but it's really hard. And you build a team of people. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Darkest Dungeon.
Yes, it's like Darkest Dungeon in the combat style. And every time you defeat an enemy, you'll get like options for new cards. And they're like vendors and stuff you can buy new cards from. And there's like cards that give you all-out stat boosts and stuff like this. And it's actually really cool.
Oh yeah, I seen a game similar to that on a stream I was watching.
Yeah. But I don't think anyone asked for a Dota 2 card game, so
No one. Okay. Here's an assault. No one asked for Valve to make their own system.
what do you mean?
You remember when they were trying to make their own like Steam system that you could just like use a controller and do Steam play games on Steam?
Yeah, no one asked for that.
Yeah, no one asked for that, and that makes so based on the article or rather the video, the reason why they haven't been making games so recently is because they want to be like Nintendo and make games on their own hardware, which is stupid. It's It's dumb because Steam is clearly a PC operated website marketplace. So please,
Yeah.
you get your PC games from Steam. There's so many different PCs out here with different specs. You can't really make it into a system.
You can't. No, you can't. Too many people are going to want exactly what they get from PCs, which is rebuildability, customization, and an ability to sit in a corner and jacket themselves off at night. That's what all PC players inevitably want. No offense.
That was clearly all offense, man.
Yeah, no, a little bit. No, there's a lot of good people out there who play PC and just want to just play the games, but a lot of people who are hashtag PC Master Race complain about every system that doesn't do exactly what they want. It's just like, well, that's the point. Your system does exactly what you want. Our system does exactly what we want. It's how things work.
Right.
People are different. So, but for a PC distributing company to say, we want to make hardware that everyone can use to play our games, it's like, well, no, because no one's going to do it. Steam is going to make gaming great again.
I was going to ask you, since they're claiming they're going back to making games, they have several games in their laboratories right now. Do you think Half-Life 3 can ever exist?
No, it's not going to be Half-Life 3. They are not going to... Yeah. I just looked at the comments. The games they got coming out are going to be Left 4 Dead, the card game. Portal, the card game. Counter-Strike, the card game. Team Fortress, the card game.
Team Fortress can work.
Team Fortress, the card. They should actually make it Team Fortress 3. That would probably be the thing they need to make.
Can they do that? I mean, the current market is everyone's trying to make a team-based hero shooter again.
and Overwatch is dominating the scene, respectively.
Exactly.
If they want to, in that market, they're going to have to compete.
Yeah.
The opposite side of the coin is the other market that's really big, especially for PC players, is the Battle Royale market, which is already awash with hundreds of games. It's a little late to come to that market, too.
Right.
So what they need to do is make a whole new type of game that they're the only ones who make it. And they'll be fine. But that's tall order.
Yeah. Really, I just wanted to make a Left 4 Dead 3. Put it on PS4.
Portal 3. I want Portal 3.
Didn't Portal end on a conclusive note?
Yeah, but I still want Portal 3. I want another Portal game because they're good.
I mean, you could play Quantum Conundrum and Brave.
Is the podcast over yet?
No.
No.
Not yet. Okay. So what's next on this? Fortnite.
Okay.
Nope.
Don't care.
How do you feel about Black Ops 4 and Division 2?
Show me gameplay. Division 2 I could give half a shit about.
Really?
I owned the first Division and I never finished it.
Yeah. When it first
Nor
came
will
out,
I ever finish it.
it was trash.
Are you saying that the DLC saved the game?
That's what I'm hearing on the streets. That the game is currently way better now, especially with their free updates, than it was when it first came out and they were doing all their bullshit.
What did they change?
That I never looked into.
Let me look this up because otherwise I don't care.
But I feel like, and this seems to be the case with the last 3 games Ubisoft made that are multiplayer based. They have a terrible start. It just they hit the ground. Not running, just hit the splat on the ground. And then they pick themselves up, get like a Gatorade, and then they start walking.
If they have to do.
Because Division started off horribly, but now it has a dedicated community that have said, yeah, the content's gotten better. I haven't seen why, because I didn't really care that much. We have For Honor, which within its first couple of months, its audience just newly depleted. And now they're really trying to build it back up. And it is building. You have Rainbow Six Siege, which is in its third year at this point. And it is actually growing in its pop. It has a dedicated community that make meme videos and talk about all the new operators.
Mm-hmm. It's tough to say. I'm looking at some articles right now. They're talking about the new things they added, which is a lot of single-player story content, which I, as a MMORPG player, emphasis on the RPG elements of Star Wars: The Old Republic, is that all they ever want to release now is a lot of single-player content, which I'm fine with. When it came to the Division, I never played multiplayer. I hated it.
You can go out into the nighttime area where you can get killed.
I never went to the Dark Zone. Because they said, hey, in the Dark Zone, you can be looted for all of the gear you just spent all of your time gathering. You can lose everything. I was like, no. I'm not good enough to risk it for the biscuit.
Right.
Because if there's anything that game is really good at doing is constant gear progression. You get a new gun with better specs, you customize it, and as soon as you finish getting ready, you're like, okay, this will be perfect. You find another gun on the ground that's even better. So it's constant gear progression, which was nice. The things that I thought it lacked were character development, character customization in a really decent way, and the gameplay is extremely repetitive.
You don't like shooting bullet sponges?
Not particularly, but the AI made it insufferable because it's a Division is a third-person cover shooter. I don't know if have you played it at all? Did you play it at all?
Yeah, they had a free trial multiple times.
If you ever come over to my house, I can re-download it and you can play it because that's the only way I'm gonna ever re-download it. It's a third-person cover shooter that at least one of the enemies standing behind you with a grenade launcher, and there's nothing you can do about it because if you try and turn around, the game's systems for cover pull you out of cover and then you immediately get headshot. It's not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, I can understand.
So, I imagine if I played it on something like the PC, it'd probably be more fun because then I'd have a decent understanding of the controls. The controls were really wonky. So I played probably 10 hours of it, and that was about it.
10 hours? I say you got your money's worth.
No, because that 10 hours was just it was story-based, and because it takes place in Manhattan, or in New York City, and you have to explore a lot to get anything, and you have to go finding things, and you have to fight street thugs, quote unquote thugs, because I remember a lot of them were African American. And it's really slow going because they wanted it to be an MMO. Yeah. So it was a lot of grinding, and I just fell out of love with it.
Hey, those were not thugs you were fighting. They were super predators.
Plus, not to mention, I just spent so much time grinding to then play with my brother because he was the one who he and I played it together because he really wanted to play it. He was more excited than I was for it.
Right.
And so we played the alpha together, we played the beta together, and we played the release together. And I did the same things throughout the alpha, the beta, and the release because it's about as far as I got. It was the same things. It was the opening of the game, you getting your first base and starting to set it up. And that was it's about. I'm like, okay, that's all I can handle. So I'm not excited for the Division 2.
All right.
Unless it takes place in the city of Chicago.
Oh, like Watch Dogs?
Yeah, but better, not crappy.
Hey, you remember when you remember when Ubisoft was trying to sell merchandise from these series? And so they went, it's with the iconic Watchdog 1 guy's hat. Which, have you ever looked at a guy's hat from Watch Dogs 1? It's the most basic hat you could possibly have.
Yep, it's just a trucker cap.
Yep. Or Division stuff.
My brother almost bought a Division jacket.
Ooh.
The jacket you start with. And it was like $200. I was like, no, you should not do that.
It's like a normal ass jacket. Why are you spending?
But it's got the Division logo on it.
Just
let me find a picture.
Just slap on the Division on your jacket. You don't need to. You can just stitch it on. Just make it your.
No, I gotta show you this jacket.
All right. So
okay, it went down in price. It's only $85 now.
Oh yeah, cool. So, what about Black Ops 4? Ain't you have to say on
some
it?
gameplay?
Gameplay, yes. That's not what I'm asking. Obviously, it's going to play like COD. There's no if, and, or buts about that. So you already kind of have a pretty good understanding of how it's going to play. But the better question.
Show me. Yeah. Okay.
Timeline. Okay. What timeline is it going to be in?
That is a good question. I have no idea. I can expect it's going to be another Futuro kind of thing.
I'm actually kind of leaning against that. I feel like it's not. I feel like it's going to be the opposite.
You think it's going to be the World War II Black Ops?
No, it's not going that far. It's going to be some kind of war after World War II. I feel like
Vietnam.
So many people have been lashing against all the modern stuff that we're now at that point where it kind. Because you've noticed a trend where it's like, so you have Modern Warfare era, so you have Modern Warfare in Vietnam, which is relatively modern.
I'm not excited about Vietnam, but yeah.
What?
I don't like the idea of a Vietnam game.
You didn't like Black Ops 1?
I didn't play the campaign that much.
I remember that was my first COD I owned. And I remember blowing some guy in half with a dragon breath shotgun. And you could see like parts of his rib. Oh, that psyched me out.
Yeah, you're like, well,
because I was in 8th grade. Yeah. When it came out. Anyway, so you have the two relatively modern era games. You have Modern Warfare, Black Ops. Then you go Black Ops 2, which is future. You get Ghost, which is also future. And then you go into sci-fi land, which is Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and Black Ops 3. And now we're going back to World War II. So I figure it's going to be something around that time. Maybe Korean War.
Yeah,
maybe back to Vietnam. One of those two.
They can't go wrong with I think with the time with the way that America's thinking right now, I don't think it can go too far wrong if they did something Vietnam era, because it's at least from the trailer for like Far Cry 5, their Vietnam game was really big on you beating up the Viet Cong in the face because you're an American. No. And I expect that if the Black Ops 4 goes back to Vietnam, it's going to be a very similar thread of, you see those Asian people? You're going to kill them.
No, see, Far Cry is, you're this 80s action hero. That's clearly what they're going for. It's always what they always, I mean, if you played the Blood Dragon, it was the same thing. 80s cliche action hero. It's just in a sci-fi setting. Which I usually think that's when they're best in Far Cry, when they're totally not taking themselves seriously.
Yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, but with Black Ops, I imagine they could do Vietnam. Because if you play Black Ops 1, it's not you shooting a bunch of Viet Cong people. That happens very little in the game. It's mostly you finding out you're brainwashed by this secret or by this guy you you get brainwashed and you get captured and put into a camp in Russia, and then you break out with this one guy, and then you travel across the world, only in Vietnam for 1 second to fly your helicopter and have that song, "What's My Name?" Hoo hoo. If you excuse myself, what's your name? Dun, dun. I can't. I don't know.
You're
What?
singing a lot today. Anyway, all right, yeah, they could probably go back to Vietnam. I think they could also do like Korean War, or even like post World War II. Like, oh man, if they had like a, ooh, I just thought of it. Cold War, spy in Russia.
That was it. Black Ops 1 was Cold War.
Go back to that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Has enough technology for some fun kill streaks and
Yeah,
weapons.
and decent enough weapons.
Yeah.
You
I
start
saw
out in a school with an AR-15.
every day, man. It's every day, bro. Uh, I just hope the zombies is like World War II,
Yeah, me too.
and not Black Ops 3 or Infinite Warfare, where you have to do the most ridiculous things just to play the game. Oh, you want to get the upgrade, pack a punch? Well, first you need to have all the orbs from the previous game, and then you need to find them across the different worlds that are on this map. And then
And don't forget your gobble gums.
yes, and then when the giant Leviathan creature appears, you need to fire your laser at it so it stays in one place, and then you need to open it, get into his mouth, and then you need to do a bunch of other stuff. Just
And you need to scratch the Cheeto dust off of your neck beard and
throw
crack
away
open a fresh Mountain Dew.
slide your Hot Pocket packages into the trash, open up a new Mountain Dew.
And then you type the secret password on the inside of the can of Mountain Dew, and you're good to go.
For 5 minutes of the pack a punch.
Yep.
Yeah, I really hope it's just a simple zombies. I hope they just. What I hope for is we're getting